Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, and welcome to our YouTube premiere for Thursday, November 17th, 2022. It's a week from Thanksgiving. Can you believe it? So excited. At the time of this premiere, God willing, we will be in Fort Worth and with our youngest daughter and her family. So we're looking forward to spending some time with them. I will say there will not be a premiere on Thanksgiving evening, but I hope to be back the next week. So thank you for all of you who are joining us here live for the premiere this evening, and for those of you that watch the replay. Before we get started on tonight's project, I want to go over some special things and specials from Stampin' Up! And from me. First of all, I ask if you place your order from me, and if you're looking for a demonstrator, I'd love to serve you. This is my host code, which helps me very much if you use this code when you order. Also, right now, tomorrow is the last day for the seasonal sale from Stampin' Up! And so I've got my host code here as a reminder, but it ends tomorrow evening, and there is percentage off on many items in the annual catalog. Now, the annual catalog is the big catalog, not the mini with the holiday items in it, but the big annual catalog. So look, 10% off punches, 15% off all stamps except for the host stamps, 20% off all dies, 20% off all embossing folders, and 20% off of all designer series paper, not the specialty paper with the foils or glitter in it, even if it's just within the paper. It's just the other papers, which is quite a few packs of it. So the list of items that are discounted is long, but you can look in the link of the description of this video for the link to the seasonal sale and the link to all the information of this next promotion, which is my project pack that I'm offering with a minimum $35 order ending tomorrow evening, same time as the seasonal sale. So if you use the host code and place an order, minimum order of $35 before shipping and tax, I'm going to send you the project kits for these 3 projects that we created in my Facebook and YouTube Live this week. So the cut cardstock, the die cuts, the ribbon, the layered paper, the design paper will be included. Embellishments will not be included, but everything else you need. And if to finish these exactly as shown, you would need the Leaves of Holly bundle, which is my bundle that I'm featuring this week. But you can also use these ideas and the layers and the die cuts with stamps that you might already have, or something that you choose from the seasonal sale from the annual catalog. Okay, so anyway, I'll have a link to explain all of that so you can see the details. Okay, all right, let's move this out of the way and let's get started. All right, first of all, we are making a simple pocket card. Now, let me show you. This is it. Super simple, but so useful around the holidays. And it's the kind of project that you can make in a few minutes, which is what I hope to inspire you to do in this busy time of the year. So let's get started, and you can see how easy it is to put together. You cut a piece of cardstock 4 1/4 by 11, and this is cherry cobbler cardstock. Then we're going to make some scores, and we're going to score it 1 1/2 and 5 1/2. So let's put this in here, and there's the 1 1/2 inch mark. And remember to use the light gray scoring blade. 1 1/2 and then 5 1/2. All right, let's move the trimmer out of the way, and we can burnish on these score lines with our bone folder. Now, you're going to fold and crease that 5 1/2 inch score, but on this 1 1/2 inch score, you're going to fold it down Okay, and then give it a good crease. All right. So next, we're going to embellish the front of it just a little bit with some of the beautiful Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper. This is from the holiday catalog. It's cut 3 3/4 by 4. And we are going to layer that and glue that just right on top of the bottom of what will be the pocket. So I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue here, not get too close to the edges so it won't squish out the sides. Oh, it needs to go this way. The wide part goes across, and it has about an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, okay, where you can see the cherry cobbler cardstock. Okay, so next we're going to fold this down, and I'm going to use a 1 1/4 by 4 piece of that designer paper, and look, it's the flip side. Okay, it's like a distressed dot, really pretty, but I think it looks really good here for the top of our flap that makes the pocket. So I'm just going to glue that over top there. Super easy, easy cuts. And now we are going to make the pocket. So here, what we can do is use some tear and tape, or you can use Stampin' Seal Plus. You could use liquid glue, but it'd take a little while for it to dry. Okay, so I'm going to just put a strip across, tear that off, and then the protective paper easily pulls off. And then we're going to fold that down. Now we need to make our pocket, right? So we're going to put 2 strips of the tear and tape along this side. You know what I love about this tear and tape is you don't have to grab your scissors when you use it to cut it off, all right? So we just tear and tape, right? And that's a little too long, so I'm going to tear it again. All right. Let's do this side. And you want to get it as close to the edge as possible and leave a big enough space for your pocket. All right. Let me this time pull this up with my take your pick tool. Okay. Now we can fold this up, and that makes our pocket. Super easy, right? Okay, so now we've got to jazz this up a little bit, and we're going to do a really easy way to do it, and I think you're going to love it. Here is a poinsettia from the designer paper, the same pack, and we are going to do what we call fussy cutting around the flowers and the leaves. And I don't get too close. Well, I get close, but I don't cut on the edge of the image so that I don't cut off any of the image, if that makes any sense. So there's a little bit of a white border around because this has a white background. So with this, it's called fussy cutting, but I don't get too fussy, okay? I'm just cutting around these little berries fairly easily, trying not to cut them off. And I have to say that I love when Stampin' Up! Does this and puts images that are just absolutely gorgeous and very artsy that we can use on our projects by just cutting it out. I also love when we have dies that go with the designer paper and cut that out. But on this particular project, you don't need any dies at all. I'm showing you how to make a project that is beautiful and useful for the holidays by just using stamps, ink, paper, and a few embellishments. So it's a busy time, right? And especially as we start getting into Thanksgiving and just past, the days just seem to fly by. They fly by for me anyway. I don't know about you. So, and you don't have a lot of time, but you know, with the hecticness and the stress of the holidays, and I say stress because we do that to ourselves. So I got to get this done, got to get this done, right? When I get in my craft room and I just start creating, all of that just goes away. It's a great therapeutic hobby. Okay, so on this, it's going to be glued on this flap right here. Okay, do you see these little more intricate pieces? Okay, they're not as, they're a little thinner and a little more delicate, I guess I should say. I'm not going to put those at the top so that when the inside card that we're going to slip in here doesn't wear it out. I'm going to put these larger leaves toward the top and try to do it like that, where our hand or the card that's going to go inside doesn't um, rub against that and just make it worn and or maybe even tear it. Okay, so I am going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to pop this up. And I'm going to put the dimensionals on, but I'm not going to stick it down quite yet. Just going to get these on here and like to go around the edges here. There we go. I'm just looking at it to see where the best placement would be. Not getting it too close to the edge, but you want it to hold. Okay, so some of these little papers have come off. I don't want it to stick quite yet because I'm going to add a little bit to this flower itself. Okay, so that's going to go like that. And I have these beautiful gold holly leaves that were carried over from last year's mini catalog with all the holiday items. And I am going to find 3 of these that I can use. And look, they're different sizes. Love that. Okay, and so let's see. I'll get another small one. So I'm going to use 3. And I think I'm going to use mini glue dots to apply these. So it's going to be much easier to put these on, to me, before we ever glue it down. So one side is a little shinier than the other. I'm going to put it on the right side because that end is not going to show. And I'm going to put one right here. And then this small one, this is the right side. So let me get another glue dot. Okay, and then I'm going to, whoops, got stuck to that. Going to go just like this. Okay, and now that's going to be there, so I'm going to put one right here. Let's take this little guy and get a glue dot and put it right behind here. So isn't that pretty? Didn't that just dress it up so much, just very easily? Right? Love it. And I didn't get to use those much last year, so in fact I still had a pack of them and I ordered another because I just thought they were so pretty, easy to use, lightweight, and really dresses up a project. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. Okay, so looking good, right? Okay, so now let's take our pocket insert. So this is going to go in here. So I cut it 5 1/4 by 3. I didn't want it to get any wider because I didn't want it to start rubbing up against these sides with the tearing tape and possibly get stuck. Okay, so with this, I'm going to stamp a sentiment that's going to show up here at the top. And this is Season's Greetings from the Leaves of Holly stamp set. Let's open up our shaded spruce because that's one of the greens in those leaves. Let's ink it up. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp right here at the top. Okay. So that is all of the stamping, okay? But this needed something more. So I have a strip of that same designer paper, and you can use this side or the dot side. I think on this one, since I don't have any of the center of the flowers in this particular strip, I'm going to use this back side. All right, line that up and just go across right underneath that greeting. And then I thought it still needed a little something. So I've got these gold adhesive back swirls that are part of the Fitting Florets collection. And I'm going to take 2 of these because we've got the gold in our leaves, right? So we can have gold gems. Just put that to either side of the sentiment. And then that just slides in just like that. Okay? All right. So there we have it. Now, let me show you something. On this, I'm going to pull this one out because I had something in here that an idea. I have these scripture verse cards that I think I picked up, I don't know, somewhere. And it comes like in a deck of cards. And I thought that would be pretty to send with a verse, a Bible verse for Christmas. And I thought that we could just use a glue dot and kind of get the stickiness off with our finger and put that on there. I also think this is, if you have a small or wallet size photos of your family or your children, that could go here. And you could just glue that on, okay? But it also works for gift cards and cash that you can just put right there and attach somehow. You could also make a little pocket down here by putting another piece. Let's see. So I cut this, put another piece of designer paper and put tear and tape here and here. And then you could slip some cash or a gift card in there. Okay. So lots of uses for these pocket cards. And what's good about them, they're good for little cash gifts or gift cards or photos or whatever you put in there, because when they open the card, it's going to be obvious that something's here instead of opening it and it falling out. I just have found this just really fun and easy to use. And they are so easy to make. And I hope you will give that a try. Let me get my other cards in here using the same stamp set. And remember, these are part of the project kits that will be sent with a minimum $35 order using my host code. So I thank you so much for joining me this evening. And let me see if I can get myself back in here. I want to wish you all a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving. Enjoy this time with your family and friends. I'll be around. You'll see me popping in on social media and on my blog at inkinspirations.com. Don't forget, if you're not on my mailing list, be sure you get there, because that's where all the things are posted and you can get them all in an email. So usually send one email a week unless there are some time issues and I don't want you to miss out on that. You will get several, because I know I like to be reminded of things. So anyway, let me know if I can help you with anything. Have a great day and evening, and I'll talk to you all soon. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you in the U.S. Take care. Bye-bye.